Hey, greetings from the Pacific Northwest. Bo here. I decided not to show an entire baseball card set. Baseball cards kind of predominate the hobby on YouTube, anyhow, and the hobby in general. Period. And I don't have anything special or great. This is just a sampling of a few raw cards that I have in a binder. Yeah, I know those binder dudes, those guys, they're just damaging their stuff. I'm not an investor, just a collector. This is just stuff I have, so we'll go through these kind of quick. There's a 71 Rookie Stars card with Bill Buckner on it. World Series card from 71. Johnny Bench, Yaz, and Gaylord Perry. Ryan, Carlton, and Seaver. There's a Ryan and a Don Sutton. J.R. Richard, what might have been with J.R. Richard, right? Big dude, threw hard, just, had that stroke. Didn't pan out. This is like I don't know, this is just something I found somewhere. It's not a real, I have this set complete, but that's a reissue of Robin Roberts. It's a 72 Joe Morgan, another Joe Morgan. Like I said, there's nothing, and I have this set complete too. This is, that's why this is in this binder, because I eventually replaced that P. Rose card because it's pretty terrible. Some Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench poster, one of my fat cats. Johnny Bench. Sports Illustrated poster, still have that. And it was not $5. That sticker's just stuck to the penny sleeve that it's inside. Some Winfield cards. I have the 74 set with his rookie in it, but some Ozzie Smith cards, including this rookie, Gaylord Perry, Raleigh Fingers. There's a 69 Aaron. And like I said, there's some weird stuff like Bobby Thompson shot around the world, right? Although not with Milwaukee, no, it's for the Giants. Johnny Logan. My dad was a big fan of the Milwaukee Braves too. Ernie Johnson, for a long time, Braves broadcaster too. I grew up in the Pacific Northwest. I'm a Mariners fan. I started watching baseball long before the Mariners were a team, but when we got cable, we actually got more Brave games than we got Mariner games in the 80s. That's a fact. Phil Niekros, Baby Bull Orlando Cepeda, Del Crandall. He later managed the Mariners. So Warren Spahn and Eddie Matthews, another Bobby Thompson, Billy Bruton, Gene Conley also won championships with the Boston Celtics in the NBA as well as a World Series championship. Chipper Jones, Dale Murphy. So, there's just stuff in here for no real good reason. Red Shane Dinks. There's another Joe Morgan, Juan Marichal. Got a few Willie Mays cards. I've got some graded cards too. I don't have a lot, but I have a few graded cards. So I'm a big Vita Blue fan. Some Vita Blues. McCovey, what are these? The Super Glossies, I think, something like that. Is that what they were called? Somebody correct me on that. And they got these weird, I don't remember what these are called. Decal Edge, is that what they were called? More McCoveys. I have his rookie card. I have a lot of 60 cards, but I don't have that set complete. Orlando Cepeda, Don Muller, Hank Thompson, Daryl Spencer. I got a lot of 57s. I don't have nearly a complete set, but I've got quite a few 57 off condition. Chili Davis is a rookie. Gil Hodges. Let's see. Pee Wee Reese. That'd be one. And see how bad a shape it's in. That's one of the few examples of a star from 57. Duke Snyder, Roy Campanella. And Drysdale cards coming up. Fernando's rookie. Sandy Koufax. It's in a really bad shape. Like I said, that's how a lot of these are. Some Steve Garvey cards. Pedro Martinez for no reason. Tony Perez. Gary Carter in the Hawk. Dwight Gooden's rookie. Tug McGraw, another card of the Hawk. Some Tom Seavers. 66, probably. I have it, like I said, I've got this set complete, but why I've got this card in here, I don't know. Joe Garagiola. Oh, man. That takes me back to my youth, him calling baseball games on NBC. Good stuff. There's Legrand Orange, Rusty Staub. Some Willie Stargell. There's a Roberto Clemente. Bonds, rookie card. A couple of Ernie Banks. Billy Williams, Fergie Jenkins, Lee Smith. Some 57s. Rush, Drabowski. And, how do you say that? Valentinetti? Something like that. Not a player I'm familiar with. The 50s were before my time, believe it or not. some Rhinos. His brother, when I played high school baseball, his Capital in Olympia, they were in our league, and his brother was the baseball coach. He later coached the basketball team at Capital and at Shelton, where I went to school. Steve Carlton, some Lou Brox, Stan the Man Unusual, Joe Torre, more Ozzie Smith cards, a little run of Bob Gibson, another card of the Baby Bull. Ted Simmons is a Hall of Famer. Bruce Suter's a Hall of Famer. Wally Moon, big star with the Dodgers. Jim Cott, he finally got in the Hall of Fame, I think. A little run of Steve Carlton cards. Steve Carlton, I was a right-handed pitcher. Steve Carlton was my favorite pitcher. My brother was a left-hander, and his favorite was Nolan Ryan, so go figure that, right? Carlton, some Pete Rose, Tony Perez, a little run of Mike Schmitz. I got the Mike Schmidt rookie card, graded. It's a 2. It's way off center. That's the kind of the way my collection is. It's a lot of lesser condition stuff, because like I said, I'm a collector, not a Jim Cott. Some Rod Carews. For some reason, I like Tony Oliva a lot, so I've got a lot of Tony Oliva cards, and same with the Killer. Harmon Killebrew, got a lot of his cards as well. Vita Blue, Bo Jackson. Saw Bo Jackson play baseball and football in the Kingdom against the Seahawks and the Mariners. So George Brett, including his rookie card. Edgar Martinez, Alvin Davis rookie card. Alvin Davis was the first Mariner. Him and Mark Langston were the first Mariners that I ever really... Because the Mariners, every time they'd get a good young player, they trade him away. So like Rupert Jones or Leon Roberts, those guys never went on to have monster careers, but they had good years in Seattle. But that was part of the problem. Nobody ever got to know the guys in Seattle because they would simply move on from these guys. Bruce Bochy was the first guy I can remember consistently putting together good numbers. But then they got Alvin Davis and Phil Bradley, Mark Langston. They actually started losing records, but they were actually starting to put together a run of people that you actually could learn the names of because they stuck around more than a year. Danny McLean, of course, got in a lot of trouble. Junior is the Seattle Mariners, and there's Langston's rookie card. Some Nolan Ryan cards with a Reggie Jackson, another Vada Pinson. My dad saw Vada Pinson play when he was with the Seattle Rainiers. His grandpa used to take him to Rainiers games. He grew up in a place called Snohomish. Bo Belinsky, dated Starlets through, I think his 4th career start was a no-hitter, was a pool hustler, but never really panned out as the star pitcher people thought he was going to be, but he's got an interesting backstory. Some Carlton Fisk, Frank Thomas with the name. I'm a big Rocky Colavito guy. I got his rookie card too from 57. That's not going to be in this book. It's because it's not graded, but I got it displayed out in the living room. Dick Allen, Early Wynn, another Jim Cott, Larry Doby. Wes Stock. So Wes Stock's younger brother, Ed, was my dad's best friend, and his brother Ed was my Little League baseball coach a lot. And so when Wes was the pitching coach for the Seattle Mariners, we used to go up and see a lot of Mariner games. Pretty cool, for free. Reggie Jackson, Ricky Henderson, famous Harold Reynolds story, 60 stolen bases, you ought to be ashamed. Ricky got 60 at the break. I love that Harold Reynolds story. Catfish Hunter, a little run of him. Billy Williams, Hall of Famer, mostly with the Cubs. More Vita Blues. Like I said, I like Vita Blue. I liked him back in the day. Raleigh Fingers. Gene Tennis. That's in 65 Bill Bryan. Why? I don't know why it's in. Or this Bill Tuttle from, what is that, 59? I have no idea why it's in here. Some more 57s. Sudden Sam McDowell. Nice little run of some 57 good starting pitchers. Herb Score, Early Wynn, and Bob Lemon. Lemon and Wynn, of course, are Hall of Famers. I loved those old Indian uniforms from back then. More Rocky Calabitos, Cal McLish. Some more Indian players. A couple of OK lines. More Denny McLain. Denny McLain, of course, was a convicted money launderer. Overall, I have a couple of his jazz. He did a lot of lounge jazz. I have 2 of his albums. He was also a criminal, and he was also the last guy to win 30 games. So another guy with an interesting backstory, Denny McLain. Ray Boone, who was Bob Boone's father and the grandfather then of Brett Boone and Aaron Boone. Bobby Allison, my dad, his high school baseball glove is a Bobby Allison model. I used it one year when I was in high school too because I thought it was pretty funny. I was using this like 1960 model glove in the 1980s high school baseball game. The Hammer, Henry Aaron. Jim Palmer's a few. Some Brooks Robinson cards with a Boog Powell. Some Frank Robinson cards. Paul Blair. Another card of Wes Stock. Gus Triandos, I remember watching him when there used to be ESPN Classic, and he was in that home run derby from Wrigley Field in Los Angeles a lot. Gus Triandos, good power hitter. Let's see. Yaz. Oh, Jimmy Pearsall, Fear Strikes Out. Anthony Perkins played him in the movie. Funny announcer, great backstory, Jimmy Pearsall. More Carlton Fisk, Roger Clemens rookie card, a random Jim Rice card in here, a couple of Eckersley cards, just a crummy 69 mantle. I've got the 66. I don't have a lot of mantle cards. I got this one. I got the 66 set complete, and I've got that mantle. And then I've got a 1960 graded as a PSA 2. Those are all the mantle cards I own. Don't own anymore. More Reggie Jackson, Goose Gossage, who hates baseball now. Don't blame him. It's not quite the game it was. Elston Howard, Louisiana Lightning, Ron Guidry. Louis Tiant passed away recently. Jim Catfish Hunter. Shohei Ohtani. I got this out of a box break I did recently. So decided to throw it in the binder. Danny Ainge also won some NBA championships with the Celtics. Johnny Padres. And then Dean Chance. There's a guy that, you know, Tommy John, Mr. Surgery, and another Brooks Robinson. But that Dean Chance is a guy who won a Cy Young back when they only gave out one, you know, for both leagues. Promising young, hard-throwing right-hander, and it just never really panned out for him. But anyhow, so there you have it. Some random baseball cards raw in a binder.